Hi, I'm Bill Donohue, President of the Catholic League. I want to address with you today something which is a very serious situation regarding freedom of speech. In this case, it involves me. Of course, that's the micro issue. The macro issue is what's happening to conservatives all over the Western world. Let me give you the latest example. In the beginning of December the 5th, I received an email from Daniel Wilkinson, the president of the Oxford Union, inviting me to one of their, quote, historic debates. They said it would be a privilege if I would join with them sometime in January or February to debate the question, the House believes that the Catholic Church can never pay for its sins. Rather interesting title. I was very happy, of course, to engage anyone. I'll debate anyone, anywhere on that subject, clearly, as well as many others. So, yes, it was my privilege then to say, I accept. So we began the discussions, and there was a series of email exchanges between his assistant and my director of communications, Rick Henshaw, firming up what was going to go on. I decided I'd like February the 28th. They said, or 21st rather. They said, how about the 28th? I said, that's fine. So we get the details. The accommodations are set, the travel arrangements, and the like. Now we're getting closer to Christmas, so I thought, well, it's not going to happen until the end of February. We don't need to follow up at this point. They said they would be in touch with us with any updates. So certainly after the new year, I figured I would hear, and I didn't want to badger them. So on January the 9th, I did have Rick Henshaw, the Director of Communications, contact them and say, we just want to firm up some of the remaining particulars. Guess what we learned? Oh, our apologies. We didn't hear from you, so we filled the debate. You filled the debate. You never got back with me. No one ever contacted me. You made a formal invitation to me to appear. The date was set. All the arrangements were ready to go. And we had plenty of time. And no one gets back to me. I was lied to, people. I don't like being lied to. Either no one will debate me. This has happened to me many times before, so I'm no rookie to this. Or someone got to Wilkinson and said, you don't want to give this guy Donohue a platform. He's taken on Christopher Hitchens rather successfully, and many, many others. So don't give him another opportunity. Whatever it is, it's either one of those two. This is not a matter of misunderstanding. It's not a matter of a glitch or a mistake. This is deliberate and it's calculated, and it is all political. As I say, the macro issue here is free speech for everybody. Because I actually wrote to Wilkinson and told him straight out that I want an answer. I wrote to him on January the 9th and saying, you know, I have been silenced on this, and you need to explain yourself. So he's decided not to answer. I gave him 2 days, 2 working days to respond, and he hasn't because he's not going to, because he's a coward. And they are liars. I want to make that very clear. I don't like being lied to. And that's what's exactly is going on here. If anybody has any doubt about this, it's up on the Catholic League website. And I know this will be up on YouTube, and you can hear about this later. It'll always be on the Catholic League website. We'll all have it there for forever. Because the real issue here is thought control. Is the left going to continue with its idea that there's only one acceptable thought, which is theirs, and that any opposing view has to be nixed? That seems to be the case. I've seen it even with the ACLU, which I've written 2 books upon, and many times I've seen it before. I was even at Harvard Law School back in 1991 in a debate with Norman Dawson, the president of the ACLU at the time. Finally, somebody would debate me from the ACLU after dodging me for years, for 6 years. And after the debate was over, they said to the students from the ACLU, which invited Dawson, and the students from the Federalist Society, which invited me, well, let's have a copy of the tape. Well, the ACLU thought that Dawson would beat me in the debate. They weren't happy with the results, and so they denied me the opportunity to have a copy of the debate. It went to the Harvard faculty, the law faculty, and they said if Donohue and Dawson both agreed on releasing the tape of the debate, that would be okay, but otherwise we go with Dawson. This is amazing. So, you know, I'm used to this. It's going on in college campuses all over the United States. I've never yet heard of a liberal or left-wing professor who was denied an opportunity or shouted down at any college campus. There's no end to the number of conservatives who are either not invited, or if they are, with great controversy. We know what happened with Charles Murray at Middlebury, Ben Shapiro out at Berkeley, and there's many, many others. So I hope people who listen to this, if you really, truly believe in freedom of speech, it should be for liberals, conservatives, Catholics, Protestants, Jews, gays, straight. Everybody should have a place at the table, as long as it's done in a very professional way. You're not engaging in invective and lying and using obscenities. We're talking about here civility. As long as it's a civil exchange, everybody should have a place at the table. And nobody should be shut out because of his politics. Shame on the Oxford Union that they have somebody like Daniel Wilkinson in a senior position. It doesn't speak well for the institution. Thank you for this opportunity to address you.